let's talk about what's been up there on screen, just lingering up there,
just looking at me.
So shout out to Front Page Tech, John Prosser. Even gave us a little what would you call that, video plug shout out.
Yeah,
he didn't shout us out.
No,
he just showed our website.
Yep. I don't know. Right at the beginning of the video, he says, "Quick," or whatever he says, like real quick. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Like he goes through all the stuff that he's leaked of Google stuff because he leaks Apple stuff like left and right, but the Google stuff kind of is in between some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so as he was telling all of that, here's Chrome Unboxed, and there, the videos showing them scrolling Chrome Unboxed, and so we've had some cool back and forth with him over the last couple of years, especially as he's been leaking Google stuff, and so it's. I wasn't shocked to see it, but it was cool. It was cool to see that because his videos, especially videos like this, it's going to get a lot of views over time. Yeah,
it's nice. It's just obviously, we love the leaks and love whenever he puts stuff out there. So
so it is the official look or semi-official look at the Pixel Fold, which apparently is what it's likely going to be called after all, which I'm very happy about because frankly I thought Pixel Notepad was an awful name.
Agreed.
I just did not care for that.
Sounds like a PDA.
Unless it has a stylus with it.
Right.
Also call it a notepad.
Also that.
Even if it works with a stylus and if you got to go have
it's not a good name.
No bueno.
Not a good name.
Passport would have been cool.
Passport
I love that.
But then Pixel Passport sounds a little dirty.
Yeah.
Pixel Fold just works.
Pixel Folds work. It's great. It works. It just works.
Yeah.
So according to John, like that's the name they internally. That's how they're referring to it. That's what they want to go with. But they're probably going to hold off on trademarking the name till closer because trademark stuff's open. So if they trademark it, everyone's going to see it.
Yeah, because my thing is like...
But just do it because everybody knows.
In early days, I was like, Fold, Samsung there, whatever. But it's like, that's what's expected. Lenovo has they have a Fold. Their tablet is an X1 Fold. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the only other option is like the Pixel Bendy or something, and it just doesn't
I like
sound
half-C's. The Pixel Book. Ooh. Whoops. They don't do that anymore.
Huh. Pixel Pamphlet?
Gosh, what if they come out and call
it's a trifold?
You gotta wait. The tech's got to get there. They're making trifold. They fold like a Z, though. So they fold back and then over.
Like a map.
Yeah.
Google
I like
map.
that. The Pixel
maps,
brochure.
Guys. Not maps.
Map.
The Pixel brochure.
Yeah, there you go.
Pixel Pamphlet.
Pixel Pamphlet.
I like it.
It sounds great in the mic. Sorry for everyone listening.
Wow.
Hey, he's got great pop filters.
Yeah, they do.
The Pixel Fold. There wasn't a whole lot of detail as far as like here's the specs and here's all the stuff, but the camera array is triple camera. He didn't say what they are, other than the internal and the external front-facing cameras are 9.5 megapixel. That's like the only stat that was given, which is whatever. Speakers.
9.5.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. These phones have 13 megapixels, I think, in the front facer, but you got to put 2 of them in this thing, and then 3 cameras on the back. Like foldables just present a whole
lot of obstacles.
Yeah, like there's just so many things you got to think through and do, and he kind of remarked. You can see in the image that's up there, and obviously we're going to link this in the description.
We'll throw it on the video too, right here.
Yeah, the video shows the bezels inside. There's a bit of a top bezel, and so it looks like Google, instead of trying to do like a hole punch or the hidden cutout thing or whatever on the internal display, just put a little bezel up there and put the stuff in there. Thank you, Google, for having some sense about yourself in this respect. Like, when you get a larger screen that you're going to fold in half and stick in your pocket, I'm not that concerned whether or not the bezels go edge to edge on my larger display.
Yeah.
Like, stop with the hole punch and the notches and all that junk. Put a little bezel up top. I mean, it's like it's a tiny bezel up top.
Yeah. You can see it right there at the very bottom.
They'll be able to put the light sensors. They'll be able to put the camera and stuff up there. He showed it's in the top right. But you can hide all that stuff in there where you need to be. Like on a phone, I kind of get it. This is the only thing you're looking at, and to have the bezel on the top and the bottom is like, it's nice to get rid of it, I guess. But when you're dealing with that big of a screen, it's like a laptop screen. Like trimming the bezels down to 0 is like
it doesn't matter.
Right.
Cares.
Yeah.
So
it's not that big of a deal.
This is the aspect ratio is more along the lines of
definitely.
The,
when you see it in the video, it's landscape when you open it.
What is it? What was the one? Is it Xiaomi? No.
He just made a fold that looks dope.
Which one was it?
Oppo Find M.
Oppo Find. That's what it was. Yes.
They didn't call theirs fold. They call it Find because it finds stuff.
It's like a map. You're opening up a map.
You're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Geolocator.
Yeah.
So the Oppo Find has that kind of thing. So the outer display, and you can tell it from the renders here too. The outer look of the phone when it's closed looks more like a normal smartphone layout. It's not the tall, super duper skinny weird thing. In the video, he did say it's heavy, but I think every foldable is going to be pretty heavy.
Yeah.
The new one that Michael Fisher have you watched the video on it? The one he had out at Sonoma.
That's the Xiaomi, right?
Xiaomi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't remember which company it was, but like it's crazy
Fold
thin.
3?
Did he let you hold it?
No.
Dang.
No. I saw him running around with it the whole time, obviously.
Him holding it in that video, it looks kind of like a regular smartphone. Like it's crazy thin, which takes away from the battery life of it, obviously a little bit, and probably some of the processing power and whatever. But I don't feel like this doesn't look like it's going to be super thin. But from the usually renders make things look, I don't know, like they're not quite as like petite and tight looking as they would be in person. The fact that the renders make this look like a pretty thin phone tells me it's probably going to be pretty thin. Like I feel like it might be on par, maybe ish, with the Surface Duo, which I feel like the Surface Duo was the perfect dimensions for a folding type device. It was a little wide, but as far as the thickness of it when it's closed and then when it's open, it felt like ridiculously thin. Like it looks like it might be on that par, like with the camera module sticking out as far as it is on that. I don't know. I have the
feels
feeling
like it's going to be thin. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and it's going to be heavy. It's metal and glass. He said it's very polished. It's very
premium.
nice. This is premium hardware.
The price.
There was some talk that I think 9 to 5 had a somebody. This was 6 months ago probably, and maybe they talked about this. They've had multiple code names in the background for this. He said. John even said there was a version of this that didn't even have an internal front-facing camera. He's like, they're going to go with this one that has one, but they were messing with one that didn't. So they've probably gone through a couple iterations. At one point, the rumor was like $1,300 or something, which would have been wild. But I mean, who knows? That could have been aluminum rails and a plastic back or something. If they finally decided, if we're going to do this, it's going to be niche anyway. Let's build it really nice.
Make a premium one, yeah.
I feel like that's the case. I don't foresee a situation where Google's going to go make a foldable phone and make it like a Pixel A series foldable.
Yeah.
Because it'll still be niche. Yeah. No one's looking for budget foldable phones,
and it'll still be like $1,100-$1,200 probably because of the tech for the.
I know we don't know, but like. Surely it's gonna be Tensor 2, right?
I would hope so.
Gosh, yeah, I hope so.
He's saying, you said price $1,799.
Yeah,
$1,800, which is on par with the Galaxy Z Fold. That's how much it costs when it comes out. Like that's
don't worry, you'll be able to get a T-Mobile.
I was
going to
say, will T-Mobile give me one for free if I traded in an iPhone 5?
Like they
do like $900, $1,000, $1,100 off,
right?
For their trade-in, so it gets the device down to
what a normal phone would cost,
right?
And then you just have maybe your monthly
payments.
plan, yeah.
So I mean, there will be deals to do that with carriers and stuff, but it's not going to be as cheap as these, obviously. I mean, at that price, it's going to be, 2.3 times as much as a phone. So
right.
I mean, I get it. Like it's not going to be for everyone.
It was very specific.
Sure, is that going to be for me?
Yeah. Oh, I want this as soon as we saw it in our Discord. Like we started posting about it. Yeah. I was traveling. Was I traveling that day, or is this? I might have been out there for the trip. And I was just being like, "Give me this now. I want it. Give it to me right now."
We need to start a jar here in the office.
I mean,
we save a lot of money on coffee, so let's just think of it as our coffee fund. The fold fund.
I mean, and granted, I'm sure people listening to this are like, well, of course you'll say that because they're going to give you one, and we hope that they will.
I would love that. If
not,
guarantee it. Yeah.
Yep.
But this one, because it's so expensive, like a lot of stuff we get to review, it's kind of like, send it back.
But not only that, this
one is probably going to be like, you have it for a month, you send it back.
Because this probably won't be an in-person event. So even if we do get one, it will be a review unit. It won't be hey, here's a bag full of phones.
So if May, though, is the date, it's also I/O.
Could be I/O.
And there's a chance that we might get to go to I/O.
I'm going.
This time around.
We're just going to go and stand outside of the amphitheater and just hang out.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Have Peter meet us out there.
I feel pretty confident we're going to be going to I.O. this year.
I would love to go to I.O. For our listeners in Mountain View. Put in a good word for us.
Like talking to Peter, I feel like he feels pretty confident he can get us out there.
Our rep has been excellent. We've said his name a few times. Peter, he's awesome. He's great. I
swear I will cry if he's like, guys, I'm taking a job elsewhere at Google. And here's
he moved from another spot in Google to do what he's doing now, and it's just like, man,
just trying my best to enjoy having him while we got him, because the way these things work, and
it's not honestly. I mean, between Google and the PR companies that Google use, all of our reps are all really great. It's just you can tell the ones that are like, they're spread a little thin. They're dealing with a lot of different products and a lot of different departments, and Peter has been very, very personable and just really, really awesome to work with.
And stays very focused on the niche that we're in.
And he's as excited about the Google stuff as we are, which makes it really awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So you were saying if it does get launched at I.O.,
maybe we'll be there.
Maybe we'll be there, and maybe we'll be able to get it that day if it gets launched that day.
Awesome.
Yeah. So did he say launch that day, or did he say
said availability May?
Okay, availability though. So that tells me. So there, I'm hoping it's not that they're
announcing.
Yeah, they'll be like, here it is, coming next year, 2024 or something.
Historically, when they have announced them, I mean, except for the teasers, they announce it. It's up for pre-order. It's available 7 days later.
Yeah, so we might get a tease of it before then. If Google's going to do what they've been doing with all their other hardware, I would assume that somehow they'll figure out a way to get this in front of people. It'd be amazing, like if at CES they chose to at least officially say it's a thing. Like,
but I mean,
they still haven't officially said it yet. Yeah. But they tend to do those about 6 months before. Yeah. So this would be about the time frame, 6 to 5 months before.
Yeah.
It's about 5 months before usually. Yeah. 5 months before would be beginning of the year. CES, they could at least say, here it's a thing.
And if it is Tensor 2, then they need to get it out by spring, because if they wait until the fall, it needs to be the new, if they're Tensor 3 or whatever they do.
Yeah, and there's rumors already of it and which Samsung Exynos that's going to be based on and stuff. I saw that the other day. I pulled it up and I was going to write it, kind of waiting for everybody else to get done writing it, because it's Pixel 8. It's like, we just got this phone.
The cycle.
We're going to start talking about Pixel 8 and Tensor 3 and all that stuff soon. But to be frank, like, that's what I'm way more into right now. And the 7A, like the Pixel 7A rumors that are happening right now, like all of those.
That's going to be a very interesting phone.
Super duper interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've got a post that's basically ready to go after we get done filming this, and I'm going to publish. But the Kuba on Twitter that's been doing all the leaking of the looking in the source code and stuff. They found that the Pixel 7a is for sure going to be coming with a 90 hertz screen, and so that starts to get real interesting. So now you're adding wireless charging. They did find that it's 2 cameras. So the GN1, which is the Samsung sensor that this phone has for its main sensor, has been dropped off of the internal code, so it's back down to 2, a wide angle and then an ultra wide. So probably no telephoto going on with that, but it's upgrade apparently from the original phone. I think from the 6A, I should say. So it becomes interesting because you got wireless charging being added. Now you got 90 hertz in the screen. You've got an upgraded camera. My guess is, from a hardware standpoint, it won't be quite as good as the Pixel 7. Likely 6 gigs of RAM again versus the 8 that's in the Pixel 7, but same Tensor G2, and probably going to be 128 gigs of storage like the Pixel 7. So you're talking about a lot of similarities between these two phones.
What's the 7 retail for?
$599.
See, that's the thing.
And by that time, you don't think it's going to be on sale?
And that's the thing, is like, if Google's going to make the A series their, like what Samsung has with their A series, because that's their number one seller, then it needs to be $399, which is really awesome. But how do you point someone to the 7 and say, oh, buy the 7 instead for $200 more, when the 7A is
pretty darn close,
almost as good?
It's going to be a little smaller probably too. Yep. So like, what's the 7 is a 6.3
2 or
6.2?
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe not that's much smaller. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be super interesting. That's kind of what I finished the article with. Like, the 7A is pushing up in its quality. I'd love to think they're going to keep it at $450, but I'm like, you're adding some slightly pricier bits here, like a 90 hertz screen, wireless charging, and upgraded cameras over the 6A. That's a lot of upgrading, even if you keep the plastic chassis,
which feels not bad.
No, it's like it's fine, and you're going to put a case on it.
You're going to put a case on it anyway. It is a little lighter, you know. It doesn't have quite that nice premium feel, but
and in the cameras, even though they're basically the older Pixel style on the 6A, are still fantastic. Mm-hmm. So, because most of it's processing power, so you upgrade the hardware there, no one's going to really know. Like, I don't know what the lenses are in this thing. I couldn't tell you what IMX blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't care.
It takes good pictures.
Yeah, I pointed at stuff and it takes good photos and videos. So the same will be true of the 7A. Wireless charging. I think it's only going to be 5-watt wireless charging, but still, most people don't care about that either. Does it charge or not? My only real gripe with the 6A, honestly, to use it regularly was the refresh rate. And I feel like because it's a screen, because it ended up being found out that screen actually supports 120 hertz, I think, they're basically artificially ramping it down based on some of the internal specs or whatever, whether it's battery life or I don't know. It was manufactured at 60 hertz, and you can tell it. Like my iPad in there is a 60 hertz screen that is running at 60 hertz, and it's not as smooth as a 120 hertz screen, but it's not like, I don't know, it's not jittery and doesn't feel off-putting. It doesn't distract from the user experience. It's not as nice. Chromebooks with 60 hertz are not as nice, but when it's 60 hertz and it's built at 60 hertz and it's running 60 hertz, feels better than when it's something else and it's been ramped down to 60 hertz. Like, it feels, I don't know, extra jittery for some reason. It's like, I don't know, like the 6A, I do not like navigating that phone. So the fact they're going to fix that, you get better cameras, wireless charging, which feels like a premium offer. I don't know. I don't know how you sell a Pixel 7 on top of that, unless I don't know. Because if the price cap's too much, then it's obviously by the Pixel, whatever the shortcomings are, by the Pixel 7A. If the price ends up coming, so I say it comes at $499 because of these extra additions, and the Pixel 7's on sale for $50 off or $100 off. Well, they're basically the same price.
Same price, yeah.
Well, of course, buy the Pixel 7. It's better hardware.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like they might be getting themselves in a conundrum. And I ended the article. You'll be able to see it if you read the link. Like, surely to goodness they've thought about this and they've made the right decisions on how they're going to do pricing and what they can do at scale, and they'll have this figured out. I don't understand it, but they'll probably figure something out. Surely they've thought through this.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for watching this clip of the Chromecast podcast. If you want to see the full episode, you can go click the link down in the description to watch the full episode. This was just a little clip, little tease.
Snippet.
But if you like this content, give us a thumbs up. Go in there and click subscribe, and click the notification bell down there so you get a notification when we post a new episode. All right. That's it for this one. See you all in the next one. Bye-bye.